Hello everyone, Katie here and welcome back to my art studio. Today's video is all about motivation. We have all been there. We want to draw, we have commissions that need to be finished, we have several ideas we'd like to put on paper, but we lack the motivation to just sit down and get stuff done. Motivation is a weird topic to talk about concerning art. I mean, I assume that to become an artist because doing art is something you enjoy. However, it's fairly common to hear artists say something like, "Today I don't feel like drawing, I can't be bothered," or "Today I'm not in the mood to paint." It's quite weird when you think about it. Why is it hard to find the motivation to do something you supposedly enjoy? Over time I came to realize that motivation is a mindset that you can control. Think about it. You are motivated to chill playing video games. Why is that? Simple. You know you are going to enjoy it. And you know it's not going to frustrate you and give you an hard time. I mentioned video games here because I can relate to that since it's my hobby, but the point can be made about anything you enjoy. So, why do you have motivation to play video games, but not to work on that painting you started 3 weeks ago? Well, to answer that question, let me ask another one. How many times have you sat in front of your video game collection or your Netflix library and are unable to decide what to play or watch? I'm sure at some point you've thought to yourself, I spend more time choosing something to do than actually doing it. And that is the big answer. If given the chance, our brains will put off doing anything at all. This applies to everything, including art. Nobody particularly enjoys doing the laundry, and I'm pretty sure that if you waited for motivation to do it, it will never get done. But if you don't do it, you will eventually run out of clean clothes. So I suppose you can say that is the motivation you need to do your laundry. Unfortunately, there's no actual big secret to motivation. Yes, there are some things you can do that can help set you up for success, and I will be talking about those in a minute. But the most important aspect is, just do it. There's no big secret the great creative minds keep away from us the average mortals. They just sit down and get it done. Leonardo da Vinci did not paint the Mona Lisa by pushing it aside and not work on it. Well, he kinda did, it took a few years to finish it. But he eventually did it, even if it took him a while. He was a busy guy, okay? The point is, there seems to be this idea that real artists are always motivated, always creating something, that every brush stroke we paint on a canvas is magical. Yeah, that's not really how things happen. I have another job other than being an artist. Do you think I'm always motivated to get out of bed in the morning to go to work? Of course not. But I still do it. And why is that? Because, first of all, it's an obligation, and second, I get paid at the end of the month. And that is the point I want to get across with this video. Don't try to find motivation in the process. Find motivation in the end goal. For some, it's money. For others, it's simply the satisfaction of finishing something. Whatever it is, put yourself on the easiest path to achieve it. To help you with this, here are my tips to motivating yourself. Tip number 1. Surround yourself with art that inspires you. What is more likely to inspire you? Look at other people's artwork or doing your laundry. Maybe you wish you were doing art instead of your laundry, but I doubt it will inspire you to make art. Okay, a little side note, I'm talking a lot about laundry today. I think my brain is trying to send me some kind of message or something. Anyway, follow other artists on social media. Look at their stuff. Create a folder on your PC or your laptop, your phone, whatever it is, where you keep art you find inspirational. Buy prints from other artists and hang them on your walls. Or take prints of your own art and hang them on your walls. Or the originals if you do traditional art and don't sell them. Nothing inspires me more than art, and inspiration is a direct route to motivation. Tip number 2. Set yourself up for success. Don't ask too much of yourself in too little time. Setting the bar too high and not giving yourself enough time to reach it will only make you frustrated and demotivate you. You will end up feeling like you're failing, which is a real motivation killer. Maybe your goal is to work at Disney, for example. But if you just started learning perspective yesterday, getting a job at Disney is not going to happen at any time soon. Don't try to take a step longer than what your legs can stretch. Working at Disney can still be your end goal, but have your immediate goals be something more achievable. So maybe in a month's time you'll know the ins and outs of perspective. That goal is more attainable and you are less likely to fail at it. And the less you feel like you're failing at something, and instead the more you feel accomplished at something, the more motivated you'll be to keep doing it. Tip number 3. Make the space you work in as cozy and comfortable to be in as possible. A cozy space will make you want to be there. Being in an empty and cold room doesn't sound too appealing, does it? Decorate your workspace. Get a comfortable chair. Have your art supplies minimally organized so you can easily reach them when you need. Not all of us have the luxury of having the space for an art studio in our homes. I don't have one either. I paint in my bedroom, for example. Some people paint in their living rooms. But that's not an excuse to not having the space you work in be minimally comfortable to be in. If your workspace is comfortable, you are more likely to spend time there. And if you spend time there, you are more likely to create. Tip number 4. Don't be afraid of taking breaks when you need them, but don't take too long of a break. The longer you go without creating, the harder it's going to be for you to get back into the flow of things. We all need a day off here and there, a week of vacations when you just don't worry about anything. However, like I said earlier in this video, our brains are tricky. If they get used to not doing anything, that's how they want to be. This is why artists suffer so much with art block. Our teeny tiny brains get used to not having to do hard work, and they try everything they can to keep it that way. That little bastards. By the way, I'll probably do a video about art block in the future. If that interests you, let me know in the comments below. Tip number 5. Try something new. Try a new medium you've never used before. Maybe you only work with pencils and never tried paints. Or maybe you never tried digital art. Or the opposite. Maybe you've always done digital art and never tried any traditional medium. It doesn't even need to be a new medium. Draw something you've never drawn before. Do a still life, for example. If you only draw humans, try drawing an animal. Something else you can do is draw outside in public. Get a sketchbook or a tablet, go to your local park and just sketch some trees. Trying something outside of your comfort zone can do wonders to your inspiration. And once you are inspired, it's much easier to get motivated. Remember what I said before, inspiration is a direct route to motivation. And finally, tip number 6. Don't blame outside circumstances. I think we have all been at the point where we said, if only I had that specific art material that I can't afford right now. Or, my work would be better if I had a better drawing tablet. Or maybe I'll get more work done if only I had a dedicated studio. Blaming outside circumstances for what you can or cannot do is a motivation killer. You lead yourself to believe you're not able to achieve your goals because of something outside your control. If you believe your results are dictated by factors outside of your control, you are more likely to give up, because what's the point in trying when the world is simply against you? You are not a good or bad artist based on if your parents or grandparents were artists or not. You are not a good or bad artist based on what drawing tablet you used to draw on. What makes you a good artist is the amount of time you spend and the effort you put in teaching yourself the craft. And the hard work you put on learning how to create is something you can control. Once you realize you're in control of teaching yourself how to draw, of how much work you put into learning this craft, and that getting work done depends solely on you getting on with it. I'm sure it will have an impact on your motivation, because it had an impact on mine. This concept is called the locus of control rule. It's quite interesting to read about. It doesn't apply just to art, but to motivation in general. I'll leave some material about it in the description below if you wish to learn more about it. And that is it for this video. If you enjoyed it, don't forget to like and subscribe, and hit the little bell in order to be notified when I upload my next videos. Also, check out my social media pages. Over there, you can keep up with most of my work, my latest paintings, and even some behind the scenes. Bye everyone!